Hello folks, it's Queen Jingling back at you. We had a couple of hits last night, and I know for a fact that some of y'all out there who were watching me also hit, because I was communicating back and forth with one of my subscribers earlier, and they kept asking me about what I thought about pick 3. And yeah, I do talk to my subscribers quite often to help them, give them advice on how to pick these hits. So we played pick 4 earlier. I think I played the same numbers, and I believe, if I'm correct, me and the same subscriber that I was communicating also had picked some for midday. Well, our middays didn't hit, but then I'm like looking at the midday hit, and I'm thinking, wow, this is just the reverse of what we had put down on the paper, except it's the flip. And you know, I'm pretty sure most of y'all know what the flip or mirror number is. Anyway, the subscriber that I was communicating with hit me back. She said, "What do you think about tonight?" And I was like in a hurry. So, be honest with you, I gave her 2 numbers that really I was not really thinking, not that I didn't intend to, I really didn't have as much priority on these 2 numbers as I did this other number that I was playing, because sometimes I don't want to give out a number over the internet, because I be thinking that the people who run the lotteries be watching this, and in fact I know they be watching this stuff. But I gave her 2 numbers, and lo and behold, if one of the numbers didn't hit, which I think is just awesome. So I know she hit. I played the same number last night, and as you see right here, I got 2 tickets. The number that hit last night was right here. Actually, I got it wrote down as 340 when it was 304. Alright. Doesn't matter. I wish I had wrote it down as 304. I would have hit it straight. But we both hit it 6 straight bucks. That netted us in $40 a ticket. I think she only played it once, but I played it twice. And I have a rule of thumb that anytime that I give you a number to hit, anytime I play a number, I don't get less than 2 tickets. A lot of times, you know, I end up getting 3 or 4 tickets, but most of the time I get at least 2 tickets. I don't want to just play 1, because in case it did hit, you know, hey, that's more money, you know. Anyway, how about, you know, when y'all got to play, just make that a rule of thumb, that whenever, and if you're not going to play a whole lot of numbers, like say if the numbers is going to be like 2 to 3 numbers, and you can afford it, go ahead and repeat those tickets. Get them to scan them a couple more times. Run your tickets about 2 or 3 times. You know, that way you got, just like me, you got 2 tickets you can cash in. That's kind of cool. But I kind of want to do a workout with you and explain something, which is what I was trying to explain to her, and which was what my last video was all about. Let me put this together. But anyway, I was sitting here doing my picks for tonight. This is Sunday, April 23rd. So, I don't know if you can see this or not. The formula that I was using was 316. Of course, last night's hit was 340. Anyway, let me mark these down right quick, and you can better see what I'm talking about when I'm talking. But yeah, I was absolutely fascinated last night. I could not believe. I'm actually getting pretty good at this thing now, and I'm not really doing the workouts, not like I was. I'm doing more looking into numbers and studying the numbers and coming up with the hits by what I see in the numbers. And I still do the workouts. That's to back up, is what I see in the workout. Because sometimes what I see may or not be in the workout, but yet again is closer to what they hit if it doesn't hit itself. Because I go back by the some of the rules that I'm learning when I'm following these numbers as they're drawn. Now we're going to go back to the 9s and the 4s again. I was noticing that, let me get a piece of paper right here and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. We'll come back to that in a minute. I was noticing in this, alright, like say if you have a 3-digit number, that's what a pick 3 number is made up of. You have a 9, okay? Well, if it's followed by a 0, I believe it would stay a 9, okay? Might go into this position or it might go in that position, but I believe it will stay a 9. Alright, so if it's not followed by a 0, okay, then what's going to happen, it's going to flip over to a 4. Then the same thing, if that 4 is not followed by a 0, it's going to flip over to a 9. Might not be in the same position, but it's going to flip over. Alright, well your 9 is not going to be followed by a 0. Again, oops, it's going to flip over. Did I write that? Yeah, it's going to flip over. Let's just write that like that. Alright, then let's just say with this 4 was accompanied with a 0. Alright, I'd rather put the 0 on this side, but if it's accompanied by a 0, then it's going to stay the same. Okay, but let's say it's accompanied by 2 zeros. It would probably flip again. So, alright, and then so forth. So, 0, 0, it flipped again. I'm trying to think for a second. Alright, now you got your 9, and since there's no other zeros with it, it's going to flip, okay? You got your 4 again. Your 4 is going to switch back over to a 9 again until it's accompanied with a 0. When it accompanied with a 0, whammy, it's just going to stay the same. Alright. 0. Okay, now lunch. I don't have a 0 down there. What's it gonna do? It's gonna flip. You see what I'm saying? Okay. That's what I was trying to talk about, the 4s and the 9s. And I'm trying to hope, I'm hoping some of my subscribers out there that are listening to this will kind of catch on to it. And I've learned this not just here recently by following the numbers, but by following the numbers and going back and studying the numbers throughout the entire time that the state of South Carolina has had the lottery system in place, which means back 2002, 2003 somewhere, that's when they started the lottery. I remember when it did start the lottery here in South Carolina. But I went all the way backtracked all the way back to 2002. And whether they have changed or whether or not they haven't changed, this has remained the same. Okay? I mean, all they changed the formulas and stuff, and they catch on, well, she knows how to do this and she knows how to do that. But this system is staying the same. I really shouldn't be saying that because, like I said, I don't know who's watching. But you know, at this point, I'm getting to be an old lady. I'm out there, I'm learning more. So, if I'm learning more, I want you to learn more. Alright, I think the next one I'm going to teach you about now, what we're going to talk about, is the zeros. Alright, a lot of times when I see a 0, alright, it may not always stay the same. I'm trying to understand this, and a lot of times it will flip into that next number. You know? And then if it don't flip, what it might do is it might double. Let's say 2 subtract 5 is going to be 3. So I'm going to make it like that, something like that, okay? Alright, of course, a double, let's put a 7 down here. A double is going to bring forth what? A 0. We always know that doubles always brings on a 0. Then a 0 flip over. Let's say the 0 did flip 5. Alright. And then sometimes it might do something like this. 3. Let's say it's got a 9 in it. Let's just say it's got a 9 in it, okay? So, if you got like a 5, 9 on that last number, per se. Alright. Going back up to this 3 right here, we're going to use that right there, the 3, 3. So, 3 would flip 1 9 into 8. Alright. 7. You see kind of what I'm talking about? That right there is also, that right there would also be considered a double. Okay? And I noticed something the other day. I kept telling this subscriber, we were talking about the 9s and the 4s. And actually it was yesterday morning. That's why I gave her the numbers that I did, because I thought that it would, how you say, the 3 digits will be on the lower scale, which will be like anywhere from like 0 up to 5. I believe it's up to 5. Anyway, so I thought it would hit it down the lower scale. So the number I gave her was, let me see. Hold on a minute. I'll tell you just a second what it was. I believe it was that 344. Just a second. Yeah. Yeah, because the number for yesterday midday that hit was this right here. Alright, and what is this? Alright. What is this? I'm going to show you. The flip of 8 is 3, the flip of 9 is 4, and the flip of that. That's what hit last night. And I believe yesterday morning or before midday, I believe I also gave her this number to play for midday as well. And neither one of us hit because it hit in the it hit up in the upper digits. So well, if it's going to hit up in the upper digits, let's watch this, okay? You got that 9 right there sitting in the center. I noticed about every other draw, there's either a 9 or 4 in it. So you just kind of have to kind of watch what's what. You're just going to have to watch what's what in order to be able to know what you're going to play. So I noticed, like I said, this digit that came out yesterday for midday had that 9 in it. I'm like, wow, let me just look at that back on a piece of paper and see what it comes. And sure enough, that's what it flipped over to, which, like I said, was the same numbers that I had gave her yesterday before midday. So sure enough, I'm trying to lay down because I had to go to work last night, and she hit me back again. She says, what you think about tonight? And I was in a hurry. I'm like, okay. So I gave her that number, and I forgot what other number, but it doesn't matter. But anyway, I gave her that number. But my intended number last night was this right here. Because of that 5, I was like, well, I bet you it was going to hit on a double. And sure enough, it didn't. That 5 flipped, just like I said. The 9 flipped and the 8 flipped, which gave us 340. That's what hit last night. So now I'm trying to figure out what is going to hit for evening tonight. And I'm thinking it's going to be a double. Maybe. Like I always said, in these plays, And I don't care what state you're in. I don't care what state you're in. You need to understand that any of us out here showing you guys how to do these workouts don't have the answer. We don't have the answer because it's not set up that way for us to have the exact answer. We have some roundabout numbers and getting pretty darn close numbers, but we cannot pinpoint an exact number. That's what makes it random. That's why they come and tell you guys, hey, it's all random. And yes, it is all random. So by me saying what I say, really and truly, when you hit the lottery, it's nothing but pure luck. Nothing but pure luck. So, my thinking is this. I've always understood and believed that we as human beings only use 10% of our minds. And that is exactly what scientists and, I don't want to call them, human beings only use 10. I'm just gonna laugh. We only use 10% of our minds. And I'm saying, hey, think about it. Please just think about it. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm thinking what I'm thinking. If we only use 10% of our mind, God bless some of these people. God bless them. Because He's all we got. I'm telling you, God is all we got. God is good. If we only use 10% of our minds, they say that, I know y'all gonna think I'm far out there, but trust me, Queen Chicken, she half on the crazy side. But it takes a crazy person to think the way I do. But they also say that when a space alien comes down, yes, I said that, space alien, that means another living being from way out there somewhere, came here to Earth. They say the reason sometimes that they don't communicate with us is because the aliens know that we only use about 10% of our minds. Yeah, you ever watch Coast to Coast? You ever watch George or listen to George Norrie at night time in the middle of the night? And he be talking about these space aliens and stuff. And he talking about telekinesis and telekinetics and stuff like that, and the use of the mind, and get a remote viewing. I'm still kind of understanding what remote viewing is. But now when you want to talk about telepathy and predicting the future, hey, I gotta tell you this much. I don't think it's that far out there because I myself have seen things way before they ever happened. I'd be riding down, when I was a kid, I noticed this, when I'd be riding down the road with my mom driving the car, and about 2 or 3 miles down the road, I'll be like, in my mind, I see ahead of us a car that was in an accident. And sure enough, when we got up to the accident, there was the car that's in the accident. It was the same color and everything that I visioned in my mind. So I began at a young age knowing that, hey, something was going on with me, something really, really strange. In fact, I'll tell you a little story real quick. Back when I think I was about maybe, I want to say about 11. My mom and dad had split up when I was 11 years old anyway. My mother and father, I think my dad had something to do with it anyway. My brother David was 14. No, I take that back. He was 16, so I was about 12 or 13 when this happened. They wanted to buy my mom and my dad wanted to buy my brother a car. Anyway, my brother had a job delivering newspapers around the neighborhood. So one day he had delivered the newspaper to a neighbor, and while he was in the house collecting the monthly newspaper dues, somebody had snuck outside and stole his car. Just ran off with it. Anyway, he came home crying out, Mama, somebody stole my car. Alright, she's all mad, she's all upset. We all get in her car and take off, go looking for it. And I remember her saying something about Thompson Road. Thompson Road was actually, if you were standing at my house, it would be to the back side of our house about a half a mile away, or about 2 miles away. There's no way, you had to go around the neighborhood about 10 miles just to get to a half a mile road that you can see from my house. And the other house where the car got stolen from was in the opposite direction about a mile. Okay, so what happened was I told her, I said, yeah, let's go check out Thompson Road. So we go. Thompson Road was an old dirt road. We went down this old dirt road. You went as far as you could go, probably about maybe, it wasn't even a half a mile before they had it blocked off with some limbs or something, a mound of dirt. I don't remember. So you had to get out of the car and walk the rest of the way if you was going to get down there to explore something. But I still had a vision in my head. I'm like, I don't know where this is leading to me, but and it's like I could just smell this car. And sure enough, we got out of the car and we headed up the road a little bit more, and it went down this really, really steep hill. And when I got down to the bottom of the hill, I looked, there was a big old pile of brush. And I looked at it and it looked kind of funny. I don't know why, it was kind of like mashed down or something. But then all of a sudden, I took off and jumped over that pile of brush and took out running through the woods. And lo and behold, I promise you, you're not going to believe what I found there in the middle of the woods with my brother's car. And I'll never forget that. I will never forget that until the day I die. And I was so excited. My mama came, she says, what, you found it? And yeah, Mama, it's right here. I found it. It's right here. And I'm telling you, my mother and my brother was older than I am. And because my mother, I know she loved both of us, but trust me, she loved David just a little bit more than she loved me. The way I felt at the time. And right now, I'm not really sure that she loved either one of us any more different than the other. Because, well, I mean, God bless you, Mama. I love you. You're in the spirit world now. But I know we put you through some hell. We were some hellions. But anyway, I think my brother went right quick and he got somebody with a record, a friend or something that he knew. Well, the record came over and pulled the car out and pulled it back to the house. And they went through it. And I'll never forget for the rest of the afternoon, my mother, here I am, I was maybe 12, 13 years old. How in the hell, excuse my French, but how could a 12 or 13-year-old actually know somebody and conspire against her own brother to have his car stolen? And that's exactly what my mother accused me of, is that I conspired with somebody to have my brother's car stolen. I don't know anybody. I'm just 12 or 13 years old. But what I'm saying is, some of us out there do have, you got to use your mind, concentrate. I mean, if you need to get off into a lonely space by yourself, and just, all I can tell you is, I don't know how it came about. I don't know how it came about. I think some people are just naturally gifted with it. But I use my mind to foresee a lot of things, and I still do it today. And I begin to think, we can do that with these numbers. Trust me, since I've been looking at numbers a different way these last few weeks, even though somebody stole my scooter, and I haven't been able to get down to the store to play my numbers like I want to, that's all right. They can keep the scooter. Okay, they can keep the scooter. Because Rebecca Lee fixing to move on higher up. Okay, she's going to get her something better. And she's going to get it with what she's doing right here. Everything's A-okay. I'm telling you, payback. I hate to say this, but it's my French. I'm telling you, payback is a mother. Payback is a mother. Oh. But yeah. I do honestly believe in the fact that we only use 10% of our minds, and I do believe in telekinetics and remote viewing and all that kind of stuff. I sit and listen to George Noory at night time all the time, and I want to call in, but you know what? I figured them suckers is on there just to sell books anyway. And I'm not a guest. So he's going to treat me with a grain of salt. He's going to listen about 2 words I say if I called in, then he's going to just hang up on me and back to whatever they were blabbing about in the first place. But I'm thinking that we can always use this to predict the next draw. So that's what I'm working on now. And you know what? Just like I said, I'm just getting better and better at it every day. I don't know what y'all got to say about that. But think about it. Think about what I just said. And you got to comment. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think about it. How do you feel about telekinesis? You know, can we move things with our mind? Can we predict what's going to happen? I think we can. And I'm telling you, one easier way to do that is to start by these numbers. And the best way to predict these numbers is to study them. Study the patterns, study the tracks, study the way they flip, flop, and the way these numbers move. Not necessarily doing the workout. Use the workouts as a backup, as a background to show proof as to what it is that you're thinking in your mind could possibly exist. So, with that being said, let's if you liked the video, hit that like button. And hey, because when you hit that like button, let me tell you what it does for me. It helps me out as far as my viewership, as far as how many times YouTube plays my video, and who all out. So when you're helping me, you're helping other people out there, which I think is one. We all need to help each other. This is Queen Chingaling. Like I said, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and get back with me. Leave a comment, because I do want to hear from you. And hey, I am going to get my website fixed up. It's QueenChingling.com. I want y'all to be checking out my website, because pretty soon I will have that thing up and running like I want to. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. If y'all got any suggestions, hey, hit me back with a comment. I love you guys. And stay tuned. Let's see what we can get into. Ciao.